Today we're looking at a flashlight that I believe is many times overlooked. I'm talking about the RYOBI Flashlight P705. I'm going to let you know why this should be your next flashlight. The reason I got this flashlight over 3 years ago was because we had a power outage that lasted 3 days. This was around winter time, so it would get dark pretty early. By 6 p.m. we were already in the dark. Now for those 3 days, I was scrambling around, going to stores looking for AA and AAA batteries to power some flashlights. But the problem with those alkaline batteries is that they are expensive, and second of all, they're non-rechargeable. Since I didn't know how long the outage would last, and depending on the usage of these non-rechargeable batteries, I didn't know how long they would last either, so I didn't know how many packs to get. Long story short, I never wanted to go through something like that again. I already own rechargeable RYOBI batteries that I always have fully charged, so it only made sense to get flashlights that can plug into my RYOBI batteries. So I did, and this was one of them. With so many flashlight options out there and from different price ranges and lumens, it's hard to decide on a specific one. But one that makes sense to get is the P705, especially if you already own RYOBI batteries. Some people believe that the tiny flashlight on their $1,000 phone is more than enough for many things, and I thought so too, until I ran into being without light for 3 days. But there definitely are big differences from your phone's flashlight and an actual flashlight. So let's take a look at the RYOBI Flashlight P705 and see what makes this an ideal flashlight to get. For starters, it's priced at around $20 US. That's just 2% of the cost of a $1,000 phone with a flashlight. At that price, I would consider maybe even getting another one of these RYOBI flashlights as a backup. That is, of course, as mentioned, if you already own the batteries. If you don't have batteries, then you'll have to get some first. You can find some pretty sweet deals on battery packs, so don't let that be a discouragement. Plus, some of the following features may also be more than enough to convince you that this is a good option. This has a rubberish grip to it, so it won't slip out of your hands easily. Plus, it has some plastic cooling vents around it. It's entirely made out of plastic. It has an on and off button, and it only has one light mode. This measures 8.5 inches in length, 3¼ inches in width, and about 4.5 inches in height with the battery. Without the battery, it's about 3.5 inches. This has a light output of 130 lumens. Obviously, we know that there are other flashlights with far more lumens with greater light output as well. But for the average person like myself who mainly will use it around home, 130 lumens is more than enough. I mainly use it in my backyard or if I'm trying to look for something inside my garage. It's more than enough light output, and I still get good visibility. So 130 lumens can be considered enough light output for the average person that only needs it for around the house. Another feature is the rotating head for adjustable light beam direction, which you can twist the head to point up towards the ceiling almost at 180 degrees. This comes in handy, especially if you're under your car and you need to point it to your engine bay. That would be very helpful. That's a great feature, especially if you're going to have your hands busy. You don't have to be holding the light to point up. Another feature that'll free up your hands is the ability to hang the flashlight on 2x4s. It doesn't require anything to be attached to it. Its gap between the handle is the perfect fit for a 2x4 to slip in. So definitely helpful if you're doing some work in your home and you have some 2x4s exposed where you can hang this. And in case you don't have a 2x4 to hang it on, then you can hang it on a nail on either one of the following hole options that are included. Or you can also add a clip to it as another hanging option. Now this runs on the 18-volt 1+ lithium batteries, which are interchangeable batteries, and RYOBI states you should be able to get around 35 hours of runtime, which is more than enough for around the house. All I have to do whenever the battery runs out is just swap it out for a battery that is already fully charged. This would have been very handy in those days when I didn't have power. So this is a great addition to your tool collection if you already own RYOBI batteries. You can't go wrong, especially for the price. So these are all the features included in this flashlight. Let me know what you think of it. If you own one already, have you found it useful? How do you use it? Do you find yourself often hanging it on a 2x4? What would you rate it from a 1 to 5 stars? That is all I have for y'all today. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more upcoming videos. That is all. Thank you for your time. Have yourself a great day.